Hello everybody, it is Gipsterboy5 on the main channel once again, and today I need to get something off my chest. Before I start, I want to say, I want to apologise for the lighting if that's a problem. The bulb in my lava lamp has gone out, hence why this side of my face has light coming off of it and not this one. Speaking of lighting, my LED strip represents my mood right now. I'm a little bit irritated. And I'll explain why. Now, as I'm sure you've guessed by the title, I'm talking about the current state of YouTube. And if anything, I'm just sick of it at this point. I'm just done. I don't have a script for this video because everything is coming from the heart. All I have is a list of topics that I'm going to talk about right now. So the first thing I want to talk about is the problem with the algorithm. You may have seen it on other big YouTube platforms such as the Sidemen or whatever. YouTubers usually prioritize clickbait for views along with drama. YouTubers have camera editors, a film crew helping them out with their videos. YouTubers pour thousands into a single video that might not even do well, but somehow it does well. And I think in some cases behind the scenes, there are a few YouTubers who just constantly check YouTube Studio to see if a video's got at least one view. And don't get me wrong, I am guilty of doing that as well. But it's just out of force of habit, really. I started caring less about the numbers. I'll explain more about that point towards the end of the video. And another thing I want to talk about is the recent rise in AI-generated content as well as content farms. In the case of AI-generated videos, I'm lucky enough to not come across any of them and not even click on them, because I might know if something's AI-generated. I'm probably sure you're going to tell as well. Then again, there are a few occasions where using AI for a video doesn't really make it bad, in a way. Full transparency, I have ChatGPT open on my tablet right now, giving me a list of topics I can talk about in this video. So in a way, AI is being used outside of this video. And it's a similar case with content farms. There are a few that actually make really decent content. Prime example being Here's Squidward. If you're not familiar with Here's Squidward, it's basically just a group of friends playing games while role-playing as SpongeBob characters. And it's content for all ages as well. It's kids games like Roblox and Minecraft, but there are some adult-related jokes and content, so it's a mix of both, really. But the downside to it is that YouTube pushes this in towards the algorithm and lets it get monetized. And this brings us over to the next topic, which is monetization. I honestly believe ever since the yellow dollar sign came around, YouTube's been on the down low. And that's one of the reasons I think YouTube was a lot better back in 2005 up to the mid-2010s. Pre-monetization days to be exact. And of course there are some YouTubers out there who just constantly increase the length of their videos just so they can add ads into it. And given the way YouTube hands out advertisements to videos nowadays, it's just getting far too out of hand, if anything. And I honestly believe ever since Mr. Beast entered the platform, things have just gotten progressively worse since then. And I can definitely side with Jacksepticeye on that as well. Because I am subscribed to Sean's opinion that Mr. Beast ruined YouTube. Because ever since then, things have just been about views and money rather than just making content for the sake of making content and having a good time and building a community with each other. Broadcast yourself, which is what YouTube was supposed to be. And going back to the ads real quick, YouTube has started pushing YouTube Premium a lot more. And I think it's evident with their war on ad block, because I'm sure you've probably seen it on the platform elsewhere. But the thing is, I pay for YouTube Premium because I don't like seeing the ads. But sometimes I do get the feeling that it's not a good idea anymore. And this brings us right back to the original point. I honestly believe YouTube is more focused on making money rather than the community. And if you were still watching at this point, I'm sure you've already guessed, I don't believe it's about the you in YouTube anymore. And in this case, I look at YouTube nowadays and I feel like I just don't want to do this for a job. It's more of a hobby on my end. And in regards to smaller creators, YouTube just goes out of nowhere, just banning smaller creators who probably violated community guidelines while letting the big ones slide, the ones that actually make money. And personally, I don't want to make content that pleases the so-called algorithm. I mean, a prime example of my two videos, Crack.mp4 and listening to Sonic CD's boss themes. The whole reason I'm proud of those videos is because they did so well. And eventually, given what's happened to me in 2024, I've talked about this before, I started going through a situation where I started questioning my reality, and then I started regretting things I didn't do in the past. That's why I wiped everything off this channel back in July. I just wasn't happy with the state of it. And eventually, after the incident, I decided I was going to stop focusing on the numbers and analytics altogether and just do everything for myself. And you know what? KSI said the exact same thing himself. If I'm passionate about something, then people are going to see that and enjoy the video with me. And as I said before, I'd much rather do YouTube as a hobby, because as a job, it would just be too taxing on me. Just having to constantly keep up with stupid trends and focus on memes just to get views. Which I don't want to do. I want to be genuine. I want to put out content that I want to put out, not content that pleases the so-called algorithm. And I don't think I've properly touched upon the community guidelines either. And I'm sure everybody knows, the community guidelines are all over the place, as well as the algorithm, as I've said before. I mean, sometimes smaller creators will get banned for things they didn't even do. Or maybe they even broke community guidelines without even knowing about it. I honestly believe if they made their community guidelines more clear, people would have a better understanding. The case these days is just YouTube goes after the smaller ones while letting the big ones slide. I mean, you could probably see a gameplay video on a smaller channel, and then YouTube is going to say, nope, get them off the algorithm, demonetize them. And at the same time, a bigger channel could touch on a more edgy topic and YouTube isn't going to slap them over the back of the head over it. And another thing is YouTube mainly focusing on short videos rather than just long-term content. Some people argue that it lowers in content, which I do definitely agree. In some cases though, we can get little clips from certain videos and then people can click on those. But I don't know, we just live in a generation right now where people focus on short-term content rather than just long-term content as what YouTube was meant to be back then. So overall, I still stand by my opinion that I say I've lost faith in YouTube. Because as I said before, I don't think it's about the you in YouTube anymore. It's no longer broadcast yourself, which is what YouTube was supposed to be once again. I sound like a broken record, but this is coming from the heart. And for me, I want to end off on this platform doing content that I want to do myself, that I have passion in, rather than just focusing on the algorithm and doing something that pleases YouTube as well as other viewers. If you're still watching at this point and you understand the point I'm trying to get across, then I appreciate that. But if you don't support my opinion, then I'm sorry you feel that way. I honestly am, but it just is what it is. I'm sorry about giving you a full-on lecture, but this just needs to be said. But overall, I'm making this video because I feel like it's a video that needs to be made. I'm not doing this for views, I'm doing this for myself. But anyway, I think I've got everything out of my system. And you can make your own conclusions, but I honestly believe YouTube is just long gone at this point. It's a shadow of its former self, really. But anyway, on a more positive note, I'm going to be recording another gameplay video for my second channel in a little bit. If you're interested what it's about, I'm replaying the original Fear game as well as its expansion packs, Extraction Point and Perseus Mandate. I've already done the first two, I'm still replaying Perseus Mandate at the moment. I'm also thinking about making a review for Fear and its expansions on the main channel, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy that if you're interested. But I think I've said everything that needs to be said. Once again, make your own conclusions, and if you like this video for whatever reason, leave a like, comment and subscribe, dislike if you dislike, share this video if you want, it helps out a bunch. But yeah, I think I've got everything off my chest. I might have to go down for a drink later. But once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.